Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a filing from First Eagle Private Credit Fund, and let me tell you, there's a bit of a shake-up in the compliance department. It's like when your favorite sports team suddenly changes coaches mid-season, you kind of wonder what's going on behind the scenes. So let's unpack this and see what it all means. The main event here is that on April 30th, the company appointed Seth Gelman as the Interim Chief Compliance Officer. Think of the Chief Compliance Officer as the person who makes sure the company is following all the rules. They're like the referee in a basketball game, making sure everyone plays fair. Mr. Gelman is only in the role temporarily. He will stay in the position until they find someone to take the job permanently, or until something happens like he decides to leave or the company decides to make a change. It's like when a substitute teacher fills in until a full-time teacher is hired. Now, who is Mr. Gelman? Well, he's not new to the First Eagle family. He's been with First Eagle Investment Management as a managing director and chief compliance officer since 2023. Basically, he already knows the company inside and out and has been at a similar role. Before First Eagle, he spent over 5 years as the chief compliance officer at Insight Investment North America, or at Brookfield Asset Management, so he's got a lot of experience making sure companies follow the rules. He's a frequent speaker at industry seminars and conferences. This means that he's well respected in his field and people want to hear what he has to say. He also has degrees from the University of Florida and the University of Miami School of Law, adding to his qualifications. A filing mentions a change in leadership in the departure of directors or certain officers section. This simply means that someone important has left their position, or someone has been appointed in their place. In this case, it's the appointment of Mr. Gelman as Interim Chief Compliance Officer. Finally, there's a section called Financial Statements and Exhibits. This is where you'd normally find financial details, but in this particular filing, it's just listing the exhibits included, such as the cover page. So nothing too exciting to find here. I'll step back and look at what this all means. From what I see, First Eagle is doing what many companies do when there's a gap in leadership. They're bringing in someone who already knows the company to fill the role temporarily. This can be a good move because it means there's less disruption and the company can keep running smoothly while they look for a permanent replacement. However, it's always worth asking why the previous Chief Compliance Officer left. Was it a planned departure or something unexpected? The filing doesn't say, but it's something to keep in mind. Also, bringing in an interim is not bad, but it always has a downside as opposed to a real dedicated senior person in the role that will take on the responsibilities as a real job. On the other hand, having someone with Mr. Gelman's experience step in could be a real asset. He knows the company, he knows the rules, and he's a respected figure in the compliance world. It seems like a good choice for an interim role. In conclusion, the appointment of Mr. Gelman as Interim Chief Compliance Officer seems like a responsible move by First Eagle. It fills a gap in leadership with someone who's qualified and familiar with the company. While we don't know the full story behind the change, it doesn't necessarily seem like a bad sign. Thanks for tuning in to Corporate Decoder. If you found this breakdown helpful, give us a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of corporate filings. Until next time.